Okay. Hello. Welcome to Pick Central, presented by the Barstool Sports book. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. You can take Big Ev's bets. You can take the home run bets. There's so many bets on there that we have. The new update, we have become the best sports book.
The bombs away is actually sneaky, been like ridiculous.
It is. It's been up like 30
It's up like
units.
30 something units. It hit last night.
It hit last night plus 140?
Yep.
Damn. Yeah, there's so many bets on there. The specials, I love the pitchers, outs, and overruns. So there's so many options for just one game. So go download it right now. And today I am joined by Smitty. I am joined by Big Ev. And I am joined by the coldest gambler in the world, Chris Clemmer.
Best day of the year? One of them, at least. This is one of my top 5 days of the year.
So we were just talking about that. That's one of the stupidest statements I've ever heard. He's saying
top 5 days of the year?
I think so.
August
I love
1st.
the trade deadline.
Even just for sports, top 5 days of the year?
Trade deadline's awesome. Bro. No, I mean for sports. I'm talking about for sports.
I'm saying even that's like it's. I don't know if it's top 20.
I'd say it's top 50.
Maybe.
I go top 20, maybe 15. If you're a baseball fan, yes. If you're not a baseball fan, you don't give a dick.
Right.
But even as like a big baseball fan, I still like. I'm not like Clemmer. Like Clemmer, obviously baseball is like number one. So but still, top. 50.
Well, we were talking about
if your team is in it, it's top 10. If your team's not in it,
no, I still don't.
I would even.
Dude, we were talking about it today. Like this is the worst trade deadline there's been in a while. Like there's nothing. There's nothing happening. Scherzer left, and then that's it.
There's stuff that's going to happen today. You're going to have Verlander probably get moved. Eduardo Rodriguez. That's an interesting. What could happen with him? We're doing a live stream, Barstool Baseball, 4 p.m. till 6:30. So people want baseball coverage, trade deadline excitement. You're not going to get it with Marty all poo-poo and everything, but we'll have it.
Sorry, I hope people watch your show, but it's just a boring trade deadline.
Not boring.
But I mean, look at Clemmer. He's doing reviews of the Queensboro Bridge. Of course, old man Clemmer's going to find this exciting. I find it exciting too. I'll be honest. I find it exciting.
No, I get the excitement, but like there's usually because we thought we were going to have most of the Padres going. We thought we were going to have the Cubs guys
Blake Snell might still go.
We thought we had a bunch of – I mean, now the Yankees are confused if they're buyers or sellers. I have no idea what to do. They're like, oh, let's get rid of Bader, but maybe we'll add someone.
They should just sell.
Suck.
You guys, I'm surprised you guys are that down. You guys were saying earlier, just a few weeks ago, the Yankees will be fine because, quote-unquote, they're the Yankees.
To be honest, Big Ev, we'll probably still be fine.
Yeah, probably.
3.5 games out, we're 15 and what were we? 10 and 15.
They suck. I don't
in July.
This team came in
like that.
Then it came in like
you got Judge back.
Anymore.
Yeah, and the Rays are pitching him. They just don't pitch.
They walked him.
They walk him every time.
I can't put him in hit parade. They just walk him every.
They walk him every time, and they're like, "Why would I pitch to him when the guys behind him can't hit for dick?" So
exactly.
But yeah, trade deadline today. It's basically Scherzer. Verlander. Everyone's saying that mostly going to go to the Astros, which I think as a...
Oh, I don't know if that's true. He might go to the Orioles. He might also go to the Dodgers.
Phil is tapped in, he said, and he said it's most likely the Astros.
I would agree with that. Most likely, yeah.
But, and then this would actually kill, would make Frank the Tank die if he went to the Braves. Because the Braves were saying they're in the sweepstakes. I think it was a bullshit tweet. But they did say the Braves have called about Verlander.
That'd be incredible.
That'd be amazing. But that's
my ideal. You know what? If he goes to the Braves, today's a top 5 day. How about that, Clemmer?
Yes. Frank also hasn't seen that because he's complaining that he
wants his brick.
He hasn't gotten his brick from the Mets, and he also complained about Mr. Met not having a social presence. That one got me. I was like,
honestly, the brick one got me because he's like, if I don't get my brick, I'm going to rain hellfire on the Mets. I'm like, what have you been doing?
What can you do? What next?
What you've been doing your entire life? Has it been?
Now I'm frightened.
I'm curious what hellfire means.
I don't want to know.
I want to see what hellfire is. If it has been spewing hellfire for his entire life.
Yeah, Marty, you made a statement. You said the trade deadline's not fun if you're not in it. I kind of disagree with that. I think this is like.
That.
I'm sorry, somebody said that. So I disagree because, as a Mets fan who's in the middle of a dying season, a dead season, this is probably the last exciting day of the year, honestly. because we're gonna move probably Tommy Pham. We're gonna move some of these smaller parts as well, Brooks Raley, and seeing what prospects we get is gonna be kind of fun and exciting. After that, this year is gonna be dreadful.
I didn't say it was no fun. I said it was less fun if your team's not a bit.
Yeah, I guess I think it's less fun if your team doesn't know what to do at the Yankees, because then you're kind of like caught in the middle. I think if you are a bad team, it is fun to see what prospects you get. But like I said, then it means the next 2 months are going to be just a complete slog.
Listen, I don't like to make it about the Yankees, but they are in a weird position where it's like they have a bunch of guys that have 1 year left. Should they try and get something for them? Yeah, because they're doing nothing anyway for the team, and you could still compete without these guys because they suck anyway.
You guys should trade for you'd be buyers and trade for a guy like Joey Gallo. Get a little left-handed pop out there.
How do you think he'd do with the Yankees, Marty?
You know what? He'd probably do pretty good the second time around.
He's a fucking loser.
Yeah, he's a loser as well.
We have a bunch of losers on the team anyway, so.
It is wild.
I have a question for the Yankees fans. Are you guys done with Anthony Rizzo? Completely done with him? Is he reached Joey Gallo level of you're done with him?
No, but he sucks though.
He sucks, but he is. They should sit him or something and figure out. He's not Joey Gallo level yet. He's still a Goombats fucking guy, and I like him a lot. But he is. Hey, Tatis ruined him. He has not hit the ball since. What was that stat?
With Rizzo?
Yeah.
He didn't have a home run from May.
No, not that one.
Home run from Memorial Day on.
Was it? He's worse than someone. He was worse than someone who had ALS.
Oh, Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig played with ALS. Lou Gehrig played.
You know what's a quick hint for Lou Gehrig having ALS?
Wait. We need to read.
Yeah.
It's a stat where it was Lou Gehrig's last season in Major League Baseball.
No, hang on a second.
No.
Marty. You know what a lot of people call ALS?
Yeah.
Joe DiMaggio.
No, they call it Lou Gehrig's disease.
Gehrig's disease.
And you didn't know that he was the.
I just wasn't thinking for a second, all right, fellas?
People don't know it as. A lot of people don't know it as ALS. I guess.
No,
recently,
everyone
yes,
does since the
Ice Bucket Challenge. But before that, it was Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much.
true. Well, anyway, he had better stats.
That weird disease Lou Gehrig had.
He had better
No one knows the
stats.
name of.
Anthony Rizzo right now.
This team can't. They stink.
They're bad. So who else you're so excited about today? Who else are you so excited for the trade deadline?
I want to see what some of these teams do. Will the Padres trade Blake Snell? That's interesting to me. What happens with Eduardo Rodriguez? It sounds like the Cubs are going to keep Bellinger. Are they going to then buy a little bit? Or are they just going to stand pat? Some of these teams, we've had so much. I guess what's different this year than the years previous is I feel like we have more parity this year. Like there's more teams in it. Other than the Braves, there isn't that great team. So I'm kind of curious to see what some of those teams in the middle do.
Are you mad that the Orioles haven't done anything, Ebo? They're not listening.
No, Ebo's chatting.
Don't listen.
The Angels, I think, were the biggest question whether they're going to be buyers or sellers, and they already answered that.
Sorry, I had a question for Zah.
Are you a little upset the Orioles haven't done anything yet? Since
a little bit.
All the prospects and
a little bit, but I think the crew of Elias in his front office of NASA nerds care more about deep value than trying to make a run.
No, it's that your owner is cheap as fuck and he won't spend any fucking money, and it's going to leave your team with your dick in your hand. That's what it is, Ebo. I'm right.
Yeah, I'm right.
That is true.
I don't think so.
And it's a shame.
I think the philosophy is a little different.
You should be furious. You should be furious at the Angelos.
Verlander should be on the Orioles.
The Orioles need pitching. They need starting pitching right now.
You have a losing team for 20 years.
You buy low. And then you try to make buy low values like Fuji and find other pieces.
That
but I think you go with the team you got.
That guy is an 8 ERA. You have a team that's on the precipice of doing something really cool, and your owner is so fucking cheap. You should be so angry. Why am I not even an Orioles fan? You should be furious.
I don't know. I think you're upset from the Mets season. So I don't know.
No, I think you're complacent.
No. I think we're building something strong, and I like
building something strong. Okay.
No, the Orioles
all market
They've
mentality.
just been losers forever, so this to them is like a win. They don't care what they do in the playoffs.
That is true.
I guess not. What a shame.
You're excited that you're having a good season for once.
No, I think we have a chance to win the World Series.
You actually
don't.
Yeah, I do.
You're just setting down your second best pitcher.
The Orioles do not have a chance to win a World Series. You know that.
No
They're
chance.
A good team. They're
Shave
a
your
good
beard.
Team.
Shave your beard.
No, I will never touch my beard. But they won't though. I'll go to.
He's almost tempting me into doing it again.
I will do something else, but they have no chance. But you have to do something as well.
I couldn't shave during football season.
Why? You're the one that's challenging their legitimacy.
There's no way. There's no way they can.
It's more that I would just be shocked
0%
if they were able to win with the starting pitching they had.
They got an 8% chance to
They
win.
can go and get Max Scherzer right now, and I'm sorry, it should be Justin Verlander right now, and have a competitive chance. You're going to go in there with Kyle Bradish and then Kyle Gibson? Like, what are we doing here?
Grayson Rodriguez.
Great. You would have him start Game 3?
I'd have him start Game 1.
Yeah, would you?
Have you seen him since he came back up?
I have Ebo. You know, this is I'm shocked you're not more upset. Now maybe you're waiting until the date. Look, it's 12 o'clock right now. We have 6 hours left. They could make a move. They should obviously make a number of moves. I'm shocked you're not more upset. I thought you'd be enraged.
I know. It's not. I don't know. I'm not going to make emotional decisions about money for the team. I think just spending frivolously is not necessarily
it's not frivolously. You're filling needs. You absolutely have to fill with this team.
Also, the Mets will probably pay most of Verlander's contract.
Right.
But there's the rumors he doesn't want to play for the Orioles. I've been seeing a lot.
He does have a no trade clause.
He apparently he wants to play for the Astros.
Go get Eduardo Rodriguez then. Go get somebody else. The Orioles have so many.
Listen, I'll be happy if they make a move, but if they don't make a move, I'm fine with it.
No, it doesn't work that way. You can't be happy they make a move and then not happy. You can't be like, oh well, it's okay, and shrug your shoulders.
I am content in the state we were at as a team, and I will be happier if they make a move.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Evo's a big strict numbers guy. He's.
So am I.
That makes you a little more. I think it makes you a little more emotionless when you're like a numbers guy.
I'm the biggest numbers guy you'll find. I'm angry on the Orioles' behalf.
Ebo just said when you said you were a numbers guy.
Oh, he doesn't think I'm a
You're
numbers.
not a numbers guy when you lost against Smarts versus Hearts. When are you going to the Yankees game?
I was we got to discuss
Before the end of the month. Ebo.
Do we have the final standings for the people?
Not good.
Yeah, so I mean, he finished down. I can get him.
Well, I did. My bet voided yesterday, so.
Yeah, he ended up finishing down 5 units, and
we're going shopping on Monday. Is that right?
Yeah, Clem and I are going to go to the MLB store. We're going to do some shopping there.
Full Yankees fit.
Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna
baseball pants.
Yep, baseball pants, a glove,
jersey, everything,
and a hat.
Pinstripes, baby. Yankees fitted.
Should we send them?
Maybe a World Series patch on it.
I'm gonna get the whatever they have at the MLB shop.
Oh, maybe we should send them to that game.
We'll talk about looking like Lou Gehrig post ALS.
Are we gonna go too?
What disease did he have against me?
If we go, I will change this game. If we don't go, he should go against.
I've been to a Yankees game this year, so I would go.
You haven't been to a Yankees game all year?
I haven't this year. I haven't gotten to one. I want to. So I would go.
Shit, because going to games is awesome. It's fun.
I do like going. I like going to Yankee Stadium.
It's a pain in the ass to get to.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It is. Stop! Why are you so mad today? That's what you're also uptight that you just suck at gambling.
I have a lot of it has nothing. No, it has nothing to do with that. I love August 1st. I have a lot of excitement. I have a lot of emotion. I have a lot of energy. I'm excited. It's a big day. It's a big day, and I come in and I got you two. Oh, it's fine. It's a good day. I got Ebo who should be like on pins and needles, and he's like, this is a huge day.
I don't mind. I don't mind the trade. I like it. You just came in saying it's a top 5 sports
sad
day
sack central in this
ever, which is just crazy. There's like 5 better football days.
Well, I'm obviously I'm baseball first, so I'm gonna lean toward that.
Honestly, I would literally just pick like week 1 to 18 of every Sunday from September to December is better. Than
I love football Sundays, but let's just from the baseball prism.
He's one of those.
It's one of the better baseball days.
You guys better watch baseball. That's what.
And I like baseball. To me,
I do too.
I like baseball. It's just not my number. Like if I gun to my head, it's not my number 1.
But I'm saying
I watch baseball
as a baseball fan, this is a top 5 day of the year. That's a pretty, fair statement.
It's probably top 5 baseball day. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I was stressed.
I'm amped up. I'm ready.
No, you want to do this?
Awesome.
Or
I thought you guys be more excited.
I bet we can't say the word anymore. He's leaning. He's leaning.
He's distressed.
He's leaning.
He is leaning.
Some people have used the word that maybe starts with a T in the past.
No, I'm not. No, that's not at all. I'm very excited, and it's a whole new month. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling happy.
What Clemmer did last night, and we were explaining it. I'm now considering it a sucker bet. Is when a team is about minus 180 to minus 200 against a shittier team, and you pick the starting pitcher to come out with a W at like plus 110 or minus 110 to suck a bet.
I'm bad at those, man.
Because why is it that number?
Pitcher to win. I'm so bad.
You have to so many different things, the bullpen and everything else. Like right when whatever his name got taken out yesterday, home run next.
No, I wonder if like there's too many variables, kind of like what you were saying, and like it's just a really difficult bet. So yeah, I'm gonna stay away from those.
Looks better than it is.
Yeah, it does. I know.
It looks way better than it is because I mean you need a run support. I mean Zach Wheeler last week pitched a 0-0 gem into the 7th inning. He lost 1-0. It's like.
Yeah.
You need help.
I did the same thing because it was Cole against the Royals, and he was plus 115.
Which I thought was a great bet when you made it.
That's a great bet. Yeah. And then they won the game 5-2, but he came out when it was 1-1 or 2-2.
I'm going to stay away from those in the future.
Yeah. We should talk a little football.
I'd love to.
We didn't talk much about the Colts. What's going on with them? The Colts, man. Because from afar, I'm not a Colts fan, obviously, so I love Jim Irsay. I love when he says all this shit. Him handling this all publicly and saying if I die, no, the life will go on.
You love him because he is not the Giants owner.
Correct.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
As a Colts fan, I'd love to hear like what they really. John Rich likes him. Vibbs hates him. And I think I would have a love-hate relationship with him as well, because like our star player and like Jonathan Taylor you're handling this all publicly, and the way
he gets his mitts a little too entangled in everything.
Yes,
like you want your owner to have a little bit of this, especially when he's like pretty much batshit. May or may not be on the sauce.
I think that he thinks that he's in the WWE. Like I think that he thinks he's in the wrong league. Well, what do you?
You want to know what Jim Irsay is, to be like totally honest? He will say publicly what all the other owners are thinking, a little bit at least. Like the point, like the Jonathan Taylor point he's making is that like it's pretty much like don't feel. I think to me what I'm taking away from it, it's kind of like the don't feel sorry for these backs. Like the game's gonna basically, and on top of that, the game's gonna move on without you whether you like it or not. So the point he's making, Jonathan Taylor, is if you want to play. If you don't want to play, like don't think you're like big. No player is bigger than the game. Like the NFL is so big. Even talking about this in like over the years that like with people not wanting their kids to play football, it's dangerous. The level of play is going to go down. It doesn't even matter, and that's what I'm saying, big picture. But the point I'm trying to make is, and I think he was trying to make is, if Jonathan Taylor plays or not, you think anyone's going to give a fuck in 2 months? Like it might get talked about in Sports Center here and there. They might say, he's holding out. But he's saying to real, like, if you want to play, make money, play. If you don't, no one is like the world's going to go on without you. No one's going to give a fuck, whether you play or not.
He can't throw out that. I don't know. You might have back issues or not. And Jonathan Taylor has 0 back issues.
That's great. If that's all true, where he's talking about that and like nothing actually happened, that's crazy. But if it's true, like if he did hurt his back, like in a non-Colts workout, that's a wild move. Wild move.
Him tweeting out being like, I have no back pain is pretty crazy. And I think that he is crazy enough to do that.
Yeah, what was his tweet? Nate had a great quote tweet on it. Irsay was basically like, or Jonathan Taylor is like, hey, I want a raise. And Jim Irsay is basically saying, nobody cares if you die.
Yeah.
That pretty much was what happened.
That was his response.
That pretty much was what happened. But also, I mean, he's not – the running backs, they're in a tough spot. Obviously, he's been talking about a lot the last couple of weeks with Saquon and these guys, but
they're fucked.
I mean, they're just it is what it is. Like it's unfortunate for them, but the market is the market. Like I said, it's not like no one's doing like it's not personal. It's just what it is.
Look, it's a salary cap league, and each generation is going to have positions that get absolutely fucked. Look at tight ends like 10, 15 years ago. Jimmy Graham.
Even now, a little bit, to be honest. Even now, I would argue.
Jimmy Graham tried to get himself classified as a wide receiver because when he was going to get franchise tagged, he was going to get dicked out of tens of millions of dollars because he was going to be a tight end. Look back to the 90s. Like guards were historically, and even centers, paid a lot less than tackles. Like it's weird how it goes generation to generation. And right now, running backs are the ones getting the shaft. Just is.
Just some context on the Colts. Their line, and this might explain some of the anger that people have toward Irsay, over under 6.5 total wins for the season.
Well, that's also rookie quarterback. Like they don't know exactly. Like this should be an exciting time for Colts fans. Like that you think or you might have your franchise quarterback for.
Also, no expectations.
No expectations.
Like if they went out and won like 7 games, they'd be like, "Wow, we're looking for something." Like,
right.
And you gotta feel good as a Colts fan that they didn't just trade for a Jimmy Garoppolo to try to get somebody else in there.
Well, they've done it the last 4 years. They've had a quarterback every year. It's always these old busted up guys. So I guess
Jimmy G, I wanted to mind it.
And Rivers, at least they made a run with him. They should have beat the Bills in that playoff game.
Speaking of running backs, Dalvin Cook is like basically signed to the Jets. Like
he's staying like the whole weekend.
If you look at his Twitter, it's just like everything is like, oh, Robert Saleh said he loves Dalvin Cook. Retweet by Dalvin Cook. Like he is all in, and rightfully, you might as well. Like you got cut from the Vikings, you might as well try and go to this team that everyone's going to. So now is Breece Hall like? Is he healthy?
He's supposed to be. I guess they're going to start working him out next week or 2, they said.
Okay.
Imagine if Breece Hall is healthy, and you have Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook with Aaron Rodgers. This Jets team is looking sick.
Yeah.
You got Garrett Wilson catching passes. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah. They look pretty good. They're the Padres.
Well, maybe not. Maybe
I don't know quite about that.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
they haven't spent
quite, go 9-8. I don't think
they haven't spent quite as much money.
Well, they're getting like that. Those.
Well, they just got Rodgers. They got Rodgers.
Dalvin Cook would be another.
But I think there's a little stretch to like Bogarts and Soto. And,
well, I'm just saying it's a lot of notable names.
They need to avoid doing the Vince Young Philly thing, Smitty. You've experienced the dream team quote.
I don't think.
I mean, also Vince Young was a backup QB at the time when
that was crazy.
It was taking a little out of.
They just signed Rodgers. I mean.
Yeah, the thing with this Jets team is like we have this young core. It's not like we've just gone out and signed superstars. Like we got Rodgers, we brought Rodgers in, but we have Garrett Wilson, we got Sauce, we got Breece. Like, and Breece is supposed to be the number 1 running back if Cook does come in, as long as he's healthy. They're just bringing Cook in as a precaution. So
I think Cook would be the starter.
Dalvin Cook.
But they've said as long as Breece is healthy, he's RB1 and Dalvin will be 2.
Well, they're saying that because Cook's not under contract.
Yeah, I think that I have to imagine Cook would get a lot of carries.
I think I
don't know if he get more than Breece. I don't know how it would work exactly, but I imagine he would not be just a backup
for the first half at least.
I think that's a simple like whoever's hotter at that point just gonna get, and Dalvin Cook's probably gonna get hotter. Also, I wrote a quick blog yesterday just because I like getting Philly fans a little riled up, and Jalen Hurts has his lock screen as him losing the Super Bowl. Hardo. We can't remember that you lost the Super Bowl. You have to put it as your lock screen. It's gonna be his lock screen for.
What's wrong with that?
It's gonna be his lock screen for a long time.
And he got sniped with that as his lock screen. He didn't like show it.
Which I
anybody.
did say I liked that. I did like that, but he.
Yeah.
So does he not change that lock screen until he wins the Super Bowl?
No, I wouldn't. Why would he? Look, Jalen Hurts is the greatest human possibly to have ever lived. He is not only great. He's not only great on the football
that's why
field.
I say it. They're crazy.
He's not only great.
I've often said Mother Teresa, Jesus Christ, and Jalen Hurts.
Don't start googling Mother Teresa. But Hurts is obviously great on the field. He's MVP caliber. Off the field, he's everything you want in a human. He's not big headed. He turned down quarterback multiple times. He's not trying to do anything for publicity. Everything he does is genuine. His agent is someone who slid into his DMs, a female, and like built up this multi-million-dollar business. Like he just loves people. He loves life. Great football player, great man, and
Smitty's just trying to
disparage him.
Right
He's filibustering.
You're trying to disparage him.
I don't know what
lock screen.
Is he running for office? What's happening here?
Maybe Marty. Maybe your lock screen should be something. You know?
Do you think
maybe you should get a little motivation in you?
Do you think it's at all hypocritical that last year, maybe around January or whatever it was, that Eagles fans were clowning Dak Prescott for his background being himself? Do you think maybe is that at all hypocritical or no?
No.
No.
Well, wait. What was Dak's exactly? What was it?
It was like a picture of the back of his jersey or something like that.
Well, that's
a little different. That's a little different than Jalen Hurts's.
Yeah, Hurts is a memory that's sparking motivation. Dak Prescott is him just like wanting to blow himself.
Before Smitty wanted to give him Medal of Honor. I like Jalen Hurts. I think I like that he has that.
All I'm saying is if he has a little bit of a down year, Philly fans will eat him alive.
That's true.
I don't think. I mean,
yeah, they
I
would.
don't think so.
I think you'd have to implode for them.
You guys start off 5-6 or something. You're not. The pitchforks aren't out, and you guys are ready to go after this guy.
It depends how.
I don't think so.
He made such a jump last year. He made such a jump last year that it's going to be very, very, very difficult for people to turn on him, even if he does kind of have a down swing.
How long did it take the Carson Wentz turning to go for? Like, how long did it take you guys to turn on Carson Wentz? Because that year, too, that he had was MVP level, and then within 2 years, he was out of the league or off the team.
Turned pretty quick.
Honestly, for a lot of people, even after he was traded, people didn't really turn on him. Like, if that sounds weird. Because, like, he never really – the Eagles never had a passer for 4,000 yards, and Carson Wentz did it in his last year with, like, truck drivers as his wide receivers, like Greg Ward and nobodies. And he mentally and personality-wise, like, people didn't necessarily, like, love him. But on the field, his mistakes were kind of trying too hard and getting injured, so it was tough to, like, really turn on him. But the Foles stuff didn't help either, but that wasn't necessarily his fault. But afterwards, it was a big thing.
You brought it up during this a little bit, but I wanted to ask you guys, like, what do you think about? Would you want your quarterback doing this quarterback show, or would you like them to turn it down? People are saying it could be a distraction. I obviously want to see it. Justin Herbert, I'm obviously not a fan of him, but he actually had a good line about it. He was like, it could be a distraction if you let it be a distraction. If you're locked in, it's just someone following you around, what you do every day. Kind of, I don't know which way I'd want, because it could be a distraction to some people, because it's also some of their personal lives. What would you guys want?
Well, it's tough because it's so live. You don't know, like, how it's going to turn out.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, the Chiefs probably didn't until after. He's like, "Oh, this is awesome! I get to just watch the Super Bowl run."
Yeah.
From that point.
Mariota gets to watch him quit the team.
Get to know. Yeah, he loses his job and just, like, leaves the game. But like, I speak as a Giants for Daniel Jones. I think it'd be interesting. I'd be interested to see Daniel, because he gives us so little.
Yeah.
Like, he's not on social media whatsoever. He has accounts, but he doesn't use them whatsoever. He barely, like, he's very all shucks. Like, he doesn't really. He's very Eli-esque.
The only thing we've seen is him at Green Rock once.
Yeah, but his teammates speak incredibly highly of him. Like, they love him. So I think that says a lot about him and his character. And I remember even Joe Judge, a big thing. I remember I've heard one of the NFL Network guys was interviewing with Part of My Take, and I remember this always stuck out to me, that it was Joe Judge that I think he called Joe Judge and said, like, when he got fired, was like, anything you wanted to say on your behalf or anything. And the only thing he said was that Daniel Jones, like, he stood up for Daniel Jones, not even himself. So I think it says a lot about his character. So I'd be interested to see, like, a camera on Daniel Jones or what he's like with his family, or just how he, like, talks to his teammates and things like that. I'd be curious to see that, because they all really like him. So there's clearly something about him, that, like, endearing quality that the teammates enjoy about him, and they think he's a very good player.
I think it made Kirk Cousins. I think he's going to get a little less heat.
Absolutely,
that was my because I was a big, like, Kirk Cousins just can't do it in the big game. Still can't. But I was like,
at least he's likable.
I like him now, and I'm like, I don't really want to talk too much shit about him anymore, because I was like, oh, seems like a good guy. That's all it really does take, is show a little bit of your personality. And it's like, oh, he's a normal human being. That's nice.
Have your wife lay out your clothes for you. Oh, he's a good dude.
That's it. That's literally all he had to do. And I'm like, oh, what a sweetheart. And your quarterback, you don't want. I know you have Hard Knocks, but
already have enough.
But that's football. That's just football. That's not just him.
No.
You don't want that for Aaron.
No, absolutely not.
Because I think
and I wouldn't want it for any of the. I wouldn't want it for any of the guys we've had in there recently. I wouldn't want it for
Zach Wilson
either.
Imagine Zach Wilson last year would have been awesome. Was it last year that he was supposedly, allegedly cheating on, or?
It was the beginning of the year.
With
the mom.
Can you imagine that?
Actually, Sam Darnold would have been good. Just from hearing him on. Pardon My Take.
When he got pneumonia.
Like that whole he seems like a really
was it pneumonia? It wasn't pneumonia.
It was mono.
Mono.
But he's bounce.
Yeah, bounce.
He seems like a good guy. Like I bet he would have done well on that. So
Marty, I don't know if you know this, Marty, but it was me, Sam Darnold, and who's that DJ? Fucking the one that Frankie Burley hates. Diplo. Together watching your Rough and Rowdy.
Yes, Sam. I think it was Sam Darnold bet against me. I think Josh Allen bet on me.
Dave.
And and Diplo was actually the person that told me the move that I knocked out Matt Brown with.
Diplo was so crazy. He wanted us to ask for him to fight that night.
Yeah, I know. He told me
get in the ring and fight that night.
He told me that the same thing, bro. He's like, listen, I fight like underground sometimes. Like he goes like, I go to China.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
Exactly.
Is
He's
that
like, I go to
fight underground
Fight
sometimes.
Club?
And then he's like, I go to China.
You're a millionaire.
I was like, what are you doing, Diplo? And he was like, I'm telling you, do a little fake to the body, bang at the head. I swear to God, that's what I knocked down Matt Brown with. And I was like, shout out Diplo.
And Diplo, he wasn't that tall. Like he's probably like 5'7", 5'8", but he was pretty stacked. Like he can hold himself. I'll never forget him just like trying to get us to ask if he could fight that night. Like, dude, like I don't think so.
Yeah, you gotta get like regulate.
I will say for the record, this also was the same commission that let that kid that $20 shift knocked him out cold. And was going to let him just fight again.
Yeah, and try to let him fight back in.
He was knocked out cold moments earlier and was like, "Oh fuck it, fight him again."
That was absurd.
When there also was a massive size discrepancy to begin with. Guy was like 6'2", 230 versus a guy who's like 5'8", like 200 pounds.
Would you ever get in there, Clemmer?
Absolutely not.
Also, I want to go back to. I don't think Aaron Rodgers would be bad on it.
Well, he doesn't. I don't think he would ever let his personal life be on there.
I don't think so either. But I think people have this like. I think obviously he's like been more out there lately with like the iOS, whatever fucking it's called.
Are we getting to the point where? Are we getting to the point where just Aaron Rodgers just might not be that like fun personal life wise? Just like exactly who he like. I look at his personal life and everything that's out there, like how he hosted Jeopardy, just very monotone.
Well, it's more that jokes. Is like when it's come. Listen, I love Aaron Rodgers, and also Glenny told me so much that I liked him even more. Like when they met and hung out and stuff.
Say he's like
he was
best.
Like the coolest guy in the world.
Okay.
But I think it's just from his past where it's like his family he doesn't talk to his family anymore, like his brother and stuff, like that, all those weird stories about Christmas presents. Remember those, Ebo? Like where they don't give Christmas presents to each other anymore.
And then I think it got amplified because his brother went on The Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Yeah. It was just those are I think why people have a weird, and the ayahuasca and being in that dark room sounds kind of fun. Sounds like a nice experience to not have a phone. I don't know about the ayahuasca, but like just no phone and nothing for like 3 days sounds amazing.
And also to me, just through all of this, he just puts up numbers. He just goes off every year. He hasn't had like the team success besides the 1 year, but
you should.
I mean, all through the distractions.
When did he win? 2012, 2010,
10, I think.
In that
2011,
2010
era.
10.
10. That's what I thought. Yeah, it's been a while.
Ran through the Eagles and Michael Vick first round.
That's why he also doesn't like it's been 13 years now. So
yeah, he got his out of the way.
Yeah.
Whereas Peyton Manning had to like grind for his. But
by the way, you guys might be getting your wish. It looks like nothing's done at all, but the Braves are, according to John Morosi, are still talking about Verlander.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That would be. Frank would literally.
That would be rough.
Lose his mind.
Awesome.
He was right. Stevie's doing the chop.
By the way, Padres.
Billy Nepler's doing the chop.
Give our best pitchers to
Padres in on Verlander as well, which would be interesting. So Padres don't even know if they're buyers or sellers. They're going to trade Snell or they're going to trade for Verlander.
If they're in on Verlander, I think that would just be a clear sign they're just not going to trade Snell.
I would think you're right.
They're confused. Everyone's confused.
To me,
that would mean that they're not confused. Like they just know what they want to do.
Well,
whether they can pull it off or not is a question, but
I think that's what they're saying.
And then meanwhile, they'll just get swept by the Rockies with Justin Verlander.
Yeah.
And then the Blue Jays had a huge injury last night. Bo Bichette went down with a knee injury.
Bo Bichette went down?
Yeah, and then that that's affecting the Blue Jays' plans. They want to put all their chips in the table if put chips in the middle if they're gonna.
Is he out?
Like, they don't know yet. He got hurt like last night. They're doing MRIs as we speak.
Oh, we got to talk about the Yankees real fast. I'm sorry. To scratch Herman, he's to not start, and then he pitched that same game. That's insane.
Why is that insane?
Wait, what?
He was supposed to start last night.
Scratch him
start the game
because of like some sort of like it was like
option
or something.
Was it an injury or wasn't out of
injury?
Okay, that's
his armpit was hurt.
It was like he felt like there was something he felt like
his
off.
armpit was hurt. They optioned Marinaccio and called up Brito to start the game. Brito starts.
Gets smoked.
Yeah. And then fucking here comes Domingo Herman 1-2-3 inning. You cannot
you can't
do that.
Oh, that's weird.
That's fucking insane. You like, we were just
between that and Boone last week saying that Judge can pinch hit, but he can't DH.
It's like
that was weird too. Yeah.
The guy went 3 for 4.
Fucking idiot.
The guy goes 3 for 4 against the Orioles, and we got to be careful with him. Like he didn't have any rehab games. What the fuck? We don't have time to be careful. Don't let him play. Then he's obviously okay enough to play. These managers are fucking. I don't know what they're doing.
If the Yankees finish with a losing record, which is in play, they're 55 and 51.
He should be out.
Is everyone gone? Like Boone, Cashman? Is that finally allow?
Should be. I mean,
I don't think
fire.
I really don't
love
think
they go like 79-83 or something.
They'll never fire
They
Cashman.
love Cashman.
They love him.
So if they have a losing record this year, you still think they're gonna keep him?
I think they'll fire Boone.
If they did it, it would be the first losing record of me and Marty's lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, right?
They've missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
They've never.
Yeah, they have. They haven't had a losing record since 92.
I think in our lifetime they missed the playoffs twice.
Yeah, 92 was the last losing season for the Yankees.
Yep. 94
That's
babies.
crazy.
Wow.
That's an
We've
insane.
never seen a losing. Yeah,
Never.
losing season.
And that's why you
As
guys
you can see why at times, God forbid, we say they're going to be all right.
Yeah, because they're always.
It's literally all we know. It's at some level. All right is in like make the playoffs. You know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
All right is all right.
I mean, I don't
All
think they're
right
gonna
is
have a losing record. I don't think that is the case. But if Judge goes down again, they're fucked.
I think they're fucked regardless.
It might be.
Yeah, because again,
even if they go above 500, I mean, what the fuck does that mean? I mean,
Yeah, 83 and 79.
it's
or
nothing.
something.
I mean, who gives a fuck? They still stink.
Za, real quick, I wanted to. You have any thoughts on the U.S. women's team?
No.
Thank you, Zal.
Thank you for your service, Za.
That was our update on women's soccer. Women's soccer update.
No, zero thoughts. I just saw this morning they were minus 400.
Wow.
Minus 400 on the money line, and they
I
came to a draw.
I saw something. So I did see the Carly Lloyd clip. Apparently they drew yesterday with Portugal, and they're like.
Oh, I saw I believe some of the players came to the sideline were like clapping.
Yeah. So
And some of the old players were like, "You're a fucking disgrace."
Yeah, so they got in just, and they were meant to be like way better than Portugal or something. But
They were minus 400 to win in regulation.
really, jeez, minus 400 and
Like
they
390
drew?
or something. I saw
Holy
400,
shit,
like
yeah,
in that
that's
range.
I found out this morning they were minus 6.5. They closed that for their opening game versus Vietnam, and they won 3-0.
Yep.
Ugh.
I think they might.
Over-under was like 10.5. Or
One of my friends
9.5.
got it at 8.5, minus 8.5.
That's crazy.
Oh my god,
They won 3-0.
Jesus!
Smitty, where are you with the Phillies right now? They're currently in the second spot in the wild card. Do you want to see them make a move today?
Oh, they have to make a move. They have to make a move. They need a left fielder. Something that puts Schwarber at pure DH.
Who's available?
Harper's
There's no
waivers.
outfielders available. I mean, Tommy Pham.
Tyler O'Neill's available,
Yep.
and also Teoscar Hernandez has been thrown out
Yes.
there. I would like either of those. I think they fit in the lineup very nice. I would like to see them also get a starting pitcher, bump Sanchez to the bullpen. And if they can get one more bullpen arm, great. But they're going to do something. Dombrowski doesn't sit on his hands. He finds a way.
I don't know
They're in
if
the big series with the Marlins.
I don't know if O'Neill is an option. It sounds like Dylan Carlson might be the guy the Cardinals are willing to move more than O'Neill.
I don't hate Dylan Carlson. I love the switch hitting prospect. He was huge in the Cardinals organization coming up. I mean, he obviously fell out of favor. And a couple of Cardinals were thrown out there. I can't pronounce his name. Gallegos.
Yep.
Wherever his
The
name
reliever?
is.
Yep.
Yeah, I would like him. I would also like Flaherty. Like if the Phillies can somehow get him. But it's at the point after the past, I think, 3 years, Dombrowski's been here. I trust him no matter what. Guy has an eye. He's got a fucking eye for talent.
He's incredible. I mean,
So it's just a matter of what they give up.
He's won a World Series with the Marlins, right? He built the Expos up in the early 90s, won a World Series with the Marlins, went to a World Series with the Tigers, wins a World Series with the Red Sox, goes to a World Series with the Phillies. I mean, his resume is a Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah. So I trust whatever he does, but something has to be done. Jay Cave can't be playing every day.
So if you come out of this,
isn't Detroit.
At 6:01, you come out of this. There's no moves made. Are you gonna be like Ebo and be like, or are you gonna actually be mad?
It depends what was out there that's reported what they can give up. Like if you're asking to give up, Andrew Painter and Mick Abel and Griff McGrary, like three of their top 20 prospects for Dylan Carlson or Flaherty, I'd be like, that might be a little too much. But if you can scrounge something together for them, like that's fine. I think they need to make a move for the playoffs, especially depth-wise. But if it doesn't happen, I still have confidence in them at least getting to the playoffs and making it. Or it's just Schwarber in left field. They got this guy, I don't know if you know him, Johan Rojas, who's a rookie.
Yep.
They just brought him up. He's been electric in the field.
I saw him make a great play when I went to a game in Philadelphia. He made an insane play.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to be getting him in the mix. Christian Pache has had a great year when healthy.
Yep.
He's coming back soon, so I don't know how they're going to get him in the mix too. But we'll see. But Harper playing first base opens up a lot of possibilities for them. And also, Rhys Hoskins is making moves to come back as a DH for the playoffs. I don't know if that's going to happen, but
that'd be sick.
Apparently he's on schedule.
I hate when players do that.
Schwarber did it in 2016.
Why?
With the Cubs.
No, I love when they do it actually, but I hate when they're like, oh, he could be back, and then they just, well, he'll be back for the World Series now. It's like, all right, well, we wanted it. You know what I mean? Like because then you get the fans excited, like especially when it's Rhys Hoskins or somebody like that. When Schwarber did it, was cool.
Yeah, it's a 9 to 12 month injury. So
no, yeah, it's crazy that he's even thinking of coming back. Do you think Goldschmidt goes anywhere?
I don't know. That's a great question because Arenado signed for 3 or 4 more years. Goldschmidt's only signed through the end of next year, and there are not a lot of you heard Smitty talk. There's not a lot of great hitting options out there. Like when Teoscar Hernandez is one of the best guys, that's a pretty weak field. So Goldschmidt will get a lion's share if you trade him. So I think they should trade him. Will they? I don't know.
Yeah. Big Ev, I wanted to. Yesterday I made a small comment of Joe Burrow maybe being a little overrated, and I wanted to make sure I said that in front of your face because I saw a stat of Kirk Cousins' playoffs and Joe Burrow's playoffs numbers. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Joe Burrow's had a little less, Actually,
I think these numbers have been brought to me. I think I remember Brandon dumbass tried to do this last year too.
I'm a Joe Burrow fan. I'm not a fan of his new hair. His new hair has made him look worse.
I don't mind it. I think he looks pretty, but continue.
1.75 touchdowns per game is Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
1.4
in the playoffs.
Okay. 1.4 for Joe Burrow. Both same turnovers per game, like a half. Same passer rating 96.5 for Cousins, 93.8 for Joe Burrow. Both same amount of yards per game. 20 points scored for 20 points and 22, same thing. And then it was 28 points allowed for the Vikings, and then 18 points allowed for the Bengals. So basically, this stat is saying that the defense did carry him most of the time.
I would like to see. So the two glaring things I'd like to see that I would point out would be one. Obviously, the sample size would be smaller. Burrow's the same. He's only really two playoff runs.
Mm-hmm.
The first one they had the one where they actually did make the Super Bowl. They had like the worst offensive line ever. Like you remember that Tennessee game where he got sacked 9 times in a game. They have horrific offensive lines. The other one I would bring up, which I think is a key sense being left out, is how many points their offenses have scored. Because think about how many times a quarterback drives a guy down the field, hand off like a 1-yard touchdown, and then by those stats would get no credit. So I'd be curious to see how many points. The defense is fair, but I'd like to see how many points the offense scored. Like if Burrow's offense is averaging like 25, 30 a game, and then Cousins averaging like 17 to 20, I think that'd be like a clear, which I don't know if that's the case. I'm just be curious to see those numbers.
What are we doing here? Joe Burrow has 9,000 yards, 2 years combined with 69 touchdowns.
No, he's talking about playoffs.
Playoffs only? Okay.
Yeah, this is only playoffs.
I know we're dumbing down the Kirk Cousins slander after quarterback and his button-up shirts, but let's be honest here. Is Kirk Cousins ever making a Super Bowl? Not just winning. Is Kirk Cousins ever making one?
Probably nice too.
No.
Yeah, I mean, the window is so much shorter now.
He's gonna get. This is his last year on his deal. I'm very curious to see what the Vikings. Obviously, it's going to depend on what happens this season a lot, but I'm very curious what the Vikings do. He's a lame duck after this year. He'll be a unrestricted.
Like he'll have to go to like a Colts of 2 years ago.
But I almost think the Vikings would be in a weird spot because with all the slander, listen, he's been bad in playoff games or not great in playoff games, and he's been mediocre in prime time, which usually what I point out what teams you play in prime time, good teams.
Yeah.
When he plays good teams, he hasn't played very well. But I would say I'd be curious to see like what they do. Like say they have it'd be hard to say they have a season good as they were last year. They were number 2 seed. They were like 14-3, whatever they went. So like if they make the playoffs again this year and lose, say in the first round like they did last year, first round, do you go away from Kirk Cousins? Because the problem you have is, what are you going to get that's better? Do you just start just basically start over? You have a young receiver who's arguably the best receiver in the league. You have Jordan Addison who's coming in this year. You drafted another guy in the first round who I'm incredibly high on. If we ever want to have a second talk about it, I think he has a good chance to be rookie. He's my favorite rookie of the year pick at 18-1.
Who was it? Sorry.
Jordan Addison, receiver at USC, first rounder.
I've been looking at a lot of clips of him. He looks real good.
They're also saying Jalen Reagor's primed for a big year this year.
I think Addison's the clear number 2. They throw the ball a ton. Jefferson's going to get a ton of those double coverage looks and things like that. Safeties over the top to help him out. I think Addison's in a prime spot to have a huge season. Regardless, and Hawkinson's obviously a good player as well. So Addison's going to be in a spot to get, I think, a ton of targets. I think he's a very good player. Their defense is not great.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to it's okay. They're going to find themselves in shootouts, and they just throw the ball a lot. So, I mean, I just think he's in a spot where
Kirk Cousins is, like you went back to the Super Bowl, right? Like, do you think – I don't think he can win one for some reason on the Vikings, but I do think he can –
on a team with a good defense, he can win.
Like Stafford, right? Stafford, good quarterback.
Stafford, I think he's better.
Never win it on the line. He is.
Yeah,
he's definitely better. I'm just saying, like he was never going to win one with the Lions.
No, but the Lions were really bad.
No, yeah, 100%. I'm just trying to say, like
he did make the playoffs with them.
Kirk Cousins. You put Kirk Cousins on the 49ers. Does he win a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
if not, they're incredibly.
It would have to be that kind of team, though.
Yes, I agree.
Kirk Cousins is a quarterback that's good enough to get you to the playoffs, but he's not good enough to win you a Super Bowl.
Exactly, Clever. He is the perfect above-average quarterback that isn't great. At least he's put in positions where he has been forced to be great, and he just hasn't been.
He's
the perfect above-average quarterback that's been consistent.
It's an annoying spot to be in as a Vikings fan.
It really is.
Because you don't want to get rid of him because you're not going to get anything that much better than him right away or a while. Like, he's a good quarterback, but he's not going to get you over the hump.
The absolute ceiling for Kirk Cousins is like an NFC Championship game, and they probably get their shit kicked in. Like, I think that's the ceiling, unless he goes to a team like the Niners that have an amazing defense.
But think about, honestly, the Niners should be a team next year if things don't work out this year. Maybe Purdy isn't as good as he would last year, however that situation works out. I think Cousins should be someone consider. I'm dead serious.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Like think about how good they were. They weren't asking Brock Purdy to do a lot. To be in a position to not have to ask Kirk Cousins to do a lot, I think he could be elite in a spot where you don't ask him to do a lot.
Don't turn the ball.
Their entire system is defense and Shanahan's running game. Kirk Cousins is basically just a play action quarterback anyway.
That's what I'm saying. And he would if Brock Purdy can thrive in that spot, Kirk Cousins can absolutely thrive in that spot.
100%. It'd be fun to see him on like a team like that.
I'm not saying I guarantee they win the Super Bowl, but I think I'd be shocked if they weren't at least playing the Eagles in the NFC Championship game.
If the 49ers
are a team like that, they'd be very, very, very good.
What do you think the 49ers have? Like they're in the window right now where their roster is Super Bowl ready, but quarterback kind of
it's been the one thing that's held them back year after year.
Quarterback is the problem, and Purdy isn't.
Remember, this team was up double digits in the fourth quarter of a Super Bowl.
I know.
It was the team with the quarterback came down and was able to win the game, and they're
in a win now. Like their roster is ready, the defense is great.
But if they believe in Purdy, and I said this during the playoffs, the only thing that worried about me, the Eagles going up against Brock Purdy, was he's Mr. Irrelevant. If he was taking one pick before Mr. Irrelevant, he's a bum.
Or if he was just undrafted. If he was just undrafted.
The fact that he's Mr. Irrelevant, that means there's something there. That could be destiny.
Yeah, that's the. It's so annoying that he's Mr. Irrelevant because that's all people will ever say. But like, you're right. It's if he was undrafted, I wouldn't give a shit for that. But again, he's a nice story. But let's see how he does this year because it wasn't a full season last year, right?
Is he back?
He's throwing
from the UCL.
Yeah,
he's throwing in camp.
He's the real chip on his shoulder guy that Baker Mayfield wants to be so bad. Like he's the guy that like went Mr. Irrelevant. Baker Mayfield was always like, I got a chip on my shoulder, bro. You went 1-1.
Well,
but in his defense, he was like that guy and then played his way out of being that guy. Like he was a no scholar. He was a walk-on at Texas Tech, won like freshman of the year in Big 12, and then he literally just transferred to Oklahoma, did not get a scholarship, had to earn a scholarship. So he like was that guy, but then played his way into the. He kind of did the Joe Burrow. He like played his way from the underdog to the 1-1 to the top dog.
I'm sure Baker's a chip on his shoulder now. The last couple of years.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, he earned himself a contract on one game with the Rams.
Yeah,
2 or 4 minutes. Of
4 minutes.
He was not good up until that fourth.
He was probably not going to get signed. And listen, Che is telling me that Trask is going to start over him. I don't see that.
I've been seeing some like beat reporter stuff from the Bucs about Baker's throwing all these picks in camp and that Trask isn't throwing any in the
Che told me that.
We'll see, I guess.
Che told me that it's whoever throws the most interceptions in camp will be the backup, and supposedly it's 4-1.
Yeah, it's been all
4-1 Baker.
I still really like
just throw jump balls to Mike Evans. That's all.
I like the Bucs this year.
I think they're just getting universally disrespected, and they still have playmakers at like important
100%.
positions. You can go 9-8 with Baker Mayfield.
100%.
Like the Bucs.
I don't know.
I like their over. Like
compared to their
not like I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm saying and also the division's
I'm not sure if you can go 9-8 with Todd
6.5.
Bowles as head coach.
You can go 2-0 versus
Tom
Desmond
Brady
Ridder
last year. And he was the decline. I'm saying, like, they still have, and that was Evans was a bunch of hurt people right there. Back to real quick before we go to our picks. Trey Lance, they're making him look like the worst quarterback of all time. Like all the reports coming out of camp and stuff, they're like, did you see the one where he's doing that foot drill and then throws it over the coach's head like 20 people? Like, it's funny people pick and choose of what they want to put out from training camp and stuff, like who they want to slander, I think they do it on purpose.
You want to know what I noticed? It was even like I will name protect guys too. Like admittedly the Giants one, you saw like that insane Pinnock interception.
Yeah.
They never showed the beginning. Daniel Jones 100% threw that ball.
Yeah, but
it is like not a horrible throw. It's an insane.
Yeah, no, he 1,000.
He was trying to get the Waller in the back of the end zone, but I love that every video you see of it, they never showed like the actual release.
Yeah, no.
It just starts with the ball in the air.
Smart.
It never.
Did you
but with Tyrod, they'll show him throw picks.
Yeah, because
they'll show Daniel Jones throw any picks. It's so.
Did you
funny.
see that Hyatt is like the fastest?
He looks good.
Ever.
He's in the one. There's a lot. I'm starting to get some Hyatt bonus.
That's what
because they just keep showing him making all these plays.
This is what training camp does to fans.
Oh,
They're
man.
like, this guy's really amazing.
Also, Dak Prescott says he's only throwing 10 picks
and he's
all season. They're throwing they're showing.
Oh my God, that one we posted yesterday.
7 on 7.
What a duck!
Yeah, they're throwing everything out.
The safety caught that ball like it was a punt.
Yeah. There's nothing worse with this stuff though too for like when you're like love fantasy or playing fantasy. Man. Like you see all these clips and it's like also Devonta Smith, I think it was, that ladder drill was the fastest thing I've ever seen in my life.
or they talked the one where Zay Jones ran the route and then Calvin Ridley ran the route. And you're like, they look like different species. Which I love Calvin Ridley, but
he's my favorite player.
Yeah, he looks like a monster.
I want people to keep pouring the Dak slander on in preseason so that there's just some public dissent towards the Cowboys, and I can just bet them at a better price. I love the Cowboys this year.
There's Evo with his.
But you're loving. They're gonna make the playoffs, and they're gonna embarrass themselves in the first round, or maybe second round if they're lucky.
It would have lost last year if they didn't play Tom Brady dying.
They might hit their win total. Like they're regular season monsters.
I think them and the Chargers are two not like they're good value bets in terms of Chargers just like 25 to 1. I like both of them.
The Cowboys have been that good 25 to 1 bet every year. They've never came close.
Oh, the Chargers though. Chargers always have that.
The Cowboys is going on. We're talking like decades.
Yeah, decades.
Yeah. I mean, Dak has continually had like a top offense over the last 5 or 6 years. They just can't get it done in the playoffs.
And now they have this great defense too.
Yeah, so
they're still not going to do shit.
Let's do our picks quick, Smitty.
Giants Diamondbacks, no runs first inning. That's a play of the day for doing smarts versus hearts. Cobb down over 6.5 Ks plus 950. I think it's a big game for both teams. I think they both come out ready to pitch. Shang plus 1.5 games. He's already crushing it. The Nika Sharma that got voided. Phillies, Marlins. Phillies have been hitting Alcantara very well this year. He hasn't been having a great year. Ranger Sports is struggling over 7.5. Bam.
Big F.
I'm on the Yankees today with Rodon. Hopefully he picks up some momentum from his last good start. Also, I'm on the Orioles. I'm just going to keep betting the Orioles. It's just, I don't know why. To disrespect it, I don't know why. It's just regular season. I mean, if you're going to keep giving me plus money, I'm just going to keep cashing these tickets. So thank you, Vegas. And Giants money line.
I'm going Phillies, Mets minus 1.5, Yankees, Tigers, and Cardinals.
Yeah, check out the Giants. Alex Cobb at home has a 1.09 ERA. That's in 9 starts at home. That's insane. He's a 1.66 ERA at night. But that 1.09 ERA at home that's a Bob Gibson stuff. So the Giants is my play today. But then
stop talking about players born before 1930, please.
Agree.
Maybe 1940. That is Bob Gibson. It was 1940.
I also think we should take a second from smarts versus hearts. I think we should figure out what the next punishment will be and see what we want to do before we start today. Do you guys agree?
That's fine. Also,
let Clemmer go on a little streak again and then start it back up.
Yeah, win 7 in a row and then start it.
Check out Barstool Baseball today. 4 o'clock. We're going to have the feed going all throughout the trade deadline until 6:30. So if you like
Clemmer, I apologize. Bob Gibson, probably the most dominant pitcher of all time. They lowered the mound because of it.
That's right. 1968, baby. Yeah. And Cobb's ERA is lower than Gibson's was that year, at least at home.
All right, that's the show. Yak up next.